Afternoon. Thank you for joining us for the Lunchtime Weekly Roundup News Edition. My name is Wadulo Arnold, and it's going to be an hours-long bulletin, so do sit tight as we give you some of the latest news updates. This week, Gabon's transitional president, Nguema, arrived in Uganda for a two-day official visit at the invitation of his counterpart, President Yoweri Museveni. Now, during the meeting at State House in Entebbe, the two leaders engaged in comprehensive discussions focusing on the ongoing transition process, encompassing the political landscape in Gabon. And then President Yoweri Museveni commended Oligui Nguema for the strides made thus far in restoring constitutional order within his country. A pivotal aspect of the talks centered on augmenting bilateral cooperation with a particular emphasis on agriculture, and Gabon expressed a keen interest in leveraging Uganda's expertise in agricultural developments to bolster its own food production and diminish reliance on imports. Both leaders reiterated their dedication to fortifying ties between the two nations, exploring avenues for collaboration across various sectors. President Oligui Nguema extended an invitation to President Museveni to visit Gabon, which was cordially accepted.
Quelqu'un que j'apprécie beaucoup et que j'admire.
It's great pleasure for me being here and have an interaction. You talked about Omar Bongo Modiba.
Je peux dire que je vous ai connu au temps d'Omar Bongo Modiba.
I can tell you that I've known you since Omar Bongo Modiba.
À l'époque, j'étais capitaine.
At the time, I was captain, and I was his ABC.
Je pense que vous pouvez être aujourd'hui le leader pour incarner à cette génération de jeunes chefs d'État.
I think that today you can be the leader to give the way, to show the way to this new generation of heads of state.
Le patriotisme.
To demonstrate patriotism.
Pour que nos jeunes qui arrivons dans ce métier puissent avoir l'amour pour nos États.
So that the young leaders who are coming in have or show the love for their states.
And furthermore, from this week, the transitional president of Gabonese Republic, His Excellency Brice Clotaire Oligui Nguema, described his visit to Uganda as a fruitful one after his interaction with his host, President Yoweri Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda. Now, the two dignitaries discussed a wide range of issues. The visiting Gabonese president toured Fine Spinners Uganda Limited factory in Bugolobi and Duwero Industries in Nakasongola.
At Fine Spinners, His Excellency Nguema and the First Lady were received at the facility by the chairman of the textile company, Jaswinda Bedi. They were given a guided tour of the production line that highlights the process of manufacturing, right from spinning, weaving and knitting, culminating into the manufacturing of the final products such as t-shirts, all types of dresses for both children and women, menswear, as well as uniforms for various entities, among others.
We're happy to make
President Nguema expressed his appreciation and gratitude on witnessing the success story waged by his Ugandan counterpart, Yoweri Museveni, of championing value addition to raw materials. He expressed his wish to collaborate with the government of Uganda to promote value addition program for the benefit of the people of the two sister nations.
We wish to tap into the potentiality
et des atouts que l'Ouganda nous présente en ce moment.
And all the potentialities that Uganda is presenting us now.
According to the CEO of the facility, Sav Bedi, the Golobi factory employs over 1,500 Ugandans, who many receive their training on the job. Most of the products are exported to European, Asian, and African countries. President Ngwema and his delegation also visited Luwero Industries Complex. They were hosted by the Managing Director of the National Enterprise Corporation, Lieutenant General James Mujira, and the General Manager of Luwero Industries, Major General Sabit Muzei. The guests toured ProHeli International Services Limited, whose operations are repair, maintenance, overhaul and upgrade of helicopters. President Ngwema was later taken to Armored Vehicle Manufacturing Plant, where they viewed armored vehicles and boats. Speaking shortly after the tour, President Ngwema emphasized his call for the deepening of close cooperation and collaboration between the two countries in the areas of health, agriculture, military, and many other fields.
Commercial entre nos deux États.
We touched on the deepening and strengthening of trade relations between our two states,
Notamment dans le domaine de la santé,
especially in
le
health,
domaine militaire,
in the military,
le domaine de l'agriculture
in agriculture,
et bien d'autres domaines.
and many other fields.
The Managing Director of the National Enterprise Corporation, Lieutenant General James Mujira, told the guests that the corporation is a commercial and business arm of the Ministry of Defense. He said the aim was to foster self-reliance and build the local capacity of exploiting the natural resources for the strategic security of the black race.
Your Excellency, Africa is a rich continent.
Votre Excellence, l'Afrique est un continent riche.
Gabon is a very rich country.
Le Gabon est un pays très riche.
Uganda is a very rich country.
L'Ouganda est un pays riche, très riche.
All the raw materials used in the manufacture of defense equipment are available in Africa.
Tous les matériaux, toutes les matières premières qui sont utilisées dans l'industrie de la défense sont présentes sur le continent africain.
There is nothing that would stop us from adding value to those raw materials
Il n'y a rien qui nous empêche d'ajouter de la valeur à ces matières premières
and to locally manufacture the equipment that we need for our national defense and security.
After the tour, President Ngwema and his delegation left for Gabon. At Entebbe International Airport, the president was seen off by the Vice President of Uganda, Her Excellency Jessica Alupo, among other dignitaries. Justin Nakami, UBC News.
Now, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni on Saturday rallied the people of West Nile to tap into the emerging investments to transform their region in social and economic sectors. Now, while commissioning the Kole Nebi Aroa substation, the president reiterated on the immense economic opportunities surrounding the connection of the West Nile to the national electricity transmission grid. More details in the story.
Museveni has commissioned the Kole Nebi Aroa 132 kV transmission line, which connects the West Nile and northern Uganda to the national electricity transmission grid. President highlighted on reasons for the delayed electricity delivery.
Apart from the problem of generation, there was the problem of consumption in West Nile. There was power up to Kole on the other side, Kole in Lango, where then the line goes north to Gulu. That line was a 33 kV with a weaker current. The demand in West Nile was 2 megawatts or less. So the problem was the 33 kV cannot push power from Kole to West Nile. The distance is too long. That was the other problem also.
The president rallied the people of West Nile to embrace the factor of production towards socio-economic transformation. West Nilers are urged to be hospitable to investors in support of industrialization.
So that people don't have to come looking for land, begging, or that, wasting people's time. These people have got other places to go. If you don't handle them well, they go to other places. Uganda is not the only place on earth. So the leaders get some land where there is an industrial park, then it may move quickly to consume the 90 megawatts.
Museveni reiterated on the contribution of electricity towards accelerating the productivity of other government development programs like a Myoga parish development model, among others.
We are working also on the nuclear power stations. 2 of them, one by Russia, another one by South Korea, will produce, I think, a total of 15,000.
Uganda Electricity Transmission Company is the government agency that is implementing the project, which has so far costed the government about $100 million.
It will also increase the bulk supply capacity and allow for the evacuation of the Karuma plant. There is a benefit of socio-economic transformation within the region and, of course, regional trade.
The commission project will enable the evacuation of electricity from the Karuma, Agago, Achoa, Nyagak 1 and Nyagak 3 power projects to meet the region's unserved demand.
The people, the youth who have been redundant are going to get jobs. Some already got jobs. He went ahead to say that there is new technology. This chairman, LOC1 of this place, realized that these projects come with technology transfer, job creation, and I thought I should recognize him.
The people of West Nile commend government for the development saving the community from the erratic and unreliable power supply. The development, among others, is expected to create more job opportunities to young people in the region.
The pathetic unemployment in West Nile, the youth unemployment, because this is stable and industrial reliable electricity, which is likely to give opportunity to have processing plants, to have factories, and those factories can accommodate manual laborers, semi-skilled laborers, and skilled laborers. This is why I think it is a fundamental change.
The project is financed by the World Bank through the International Development Association, and its objective is to improve the availability and efficiency of bulk electricity supply in the project area. It covers about 289 kilometers with the main objective of reinforcing power supply to the West Nile region as well as connecting the West Nile to the national grid. Dennis Igor and Abdul Nasir Uwama for UBC News in the West Nile region.
Now, on Wednesday, the 31st of July, Buganda Kingdom commemorated the 31st coronation anniversary of the Kabaka Ronald Muwenda Mutebi II, who was enthroned on July 31st, 1993. Now, unlike previous years, this year's anniversary was marked by prayers at Namirembe Cathedral. The Kabaka addressed the gathering virtually from Nkoni Palace in Masaka, urging his subjects to be cautious of those who claim to love the kingdom more than others.
Buganda Kingdom and well-wishers can't wait any longer to witness the 31st coronation of Kabaka Ronald Muwenda Mutebi II, scheduled for tomorrow. The Dean of Namirembe Diocese, Reverend Canon Jonathan Chisauze Salongo, revealed to the press the day's tentative program.
We want to give thanks to the mighty God and immediately to Saba Sajja, who so wished that the celebrations be held at St. Paul's Cathedral, Namirembe. Expect that all visitors should by 8 a.m. have started to walk in through the security checkpoints. Then special invited guests are expected at 9, and at 9:40 the VVIPs will also start to arrive. Then and at 9:50 we expect the procession to...
By 7 a.m., Namirembe Hill was filled with people from various dignitaries who gathered to attend the service commemorating the 31st coronation anniversary of Kabaka Ronald Muwenda Mutebi II. Around 10 a.m., The clergy, led by the Archbishop of Uganda, Dr. Stephen Kazimba Mugalu, entered in a procession, singing hymns of praise to Jesus. The preacher, Bishop Moses Banja of Namirembe Diocese, prayed to God for protecting the Kabaka during his 31 years on the throne, despite the challenges he has faced.
Katonda ayinza byonna, tewali kitasoboka. Ebitayinzika eri abantu ye Katonda akola ki? Abiyinza. Mulaba Katonda embeera gye yatukolera. Nga tujaguza amatikira gano. Twali tulowooza nga tuteekateeka. Tyoba bene tabeere mu ggwanga. Katonda n'akikola. Bene n'akomawo. Ekyo twebaza Katonda.
He condemned those who misuse social media to undermine the kingdom.
Lwaki mugenda nga musamwa n'ebigambo bye mutategeera era ne mutalinaako mutwe n'amagulu. Mbasaba mufubenga nnyo okufuga omumwa. Omumwa bw'otogufuga ne gukutoolako oyinza okugwa mu nsobi n'okola ebitakusuubirwa.
A special prayer was offered for the Kabaka's continued protection as he reached his 31st coronation anniversary.
Ku matikira gano ag'omulundi ogwasatu mu ogumu okubanga twebaza Katonda nga ne Ssaabasajja mwali kamayebazi.
His Majesty, the Kabaka, addressed his subjects via Zoom from Nkoni Palace in Masaka, advising the public to remain calm and to continue following medical guidelines. He reassured everyone that once he is well, he will be present again.
Twebaza abasawo olw'obujjanjabi ate era nga bakyatujjanjaba. Weewaawo obulamu bwaffe bweyongedde okutereera naye olw'embeera n'ebiragiro by'abasawo tetusobodde kubeegattako nga bwe gubeera bulijjo.
He cautioned those who falsely claim to love the kingdom more than others.
Olugero olugamba nti enkuba eryokanga n'etonnya ne tulaba ensiisira bwezenkanya emyoyo. Olugero olwo lutuukiridde. Bulijjo tubakuutira okwegatta, okukuuma n'okussa ekitiibwa mu nnono n'empisa zaffe. Tujjukiza abantu baffe ensonga zino. Ekisooka, Kabaka alina emisoso n'enkola egobererwa ng'atuula ku Nnamulondo, era Kabaka talondebwa bataka abakulu ab'obusolya.
Katikiro Charles Peter Mayiga, addressing the gathering, warned those who seek to weaken Uganda that they will not be given the chance.
Wayinza okubaawo abagezaako okututawaanya naye okutuwangula kikafuuwe ankiddemu. Wayinza okubaawo abagezaako okututawaanya naye okutuwangula kikafuuwe. Mbasaba tunyweze obumu okusinziira ku bikolwa byaffe. Gwekyo kyokola olaba kiyamba Obuganda kibunyweza oba kibwabuluzaamu.
He also called for unity for the betterment of Uganda and Uganda as a whole.
Obumu bwe ntunula bwe nti ndaba amabala ag'enjawulo gonna weegali wano. Ekyo kye tusaana okukola.
The Prime Minister of Uganda, Robina Nabanja, was represented by the Minister for Kampala, Hajat Minsa Kabanda, who commended the Katikiro for enduring challenges during the Kabaka's absence from the kingdom.
Nakwebaza nnyo Katikiro nti weebale okugumira ebigambo, weebale okwagala Kabaka, weebale obuweereza bwonna n'okukulaakulanya Buganda, kubanga ye alaba nti Buganda ogikulaakulanyizza n'okugyagala ennyo. Era nakusaba nti ogende maaso ng'okulaganira wamu ne gavumenti yaffe eya wakati.
The Nabagereka, Prince Semakokiro, David Wasajja, ministers from both Mengo and the central government, as well as politicians from both the opposition and the government, attended the prayers. Justin Nakami, Andrew Sebira, UBC News.
And more from this week, the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Mrs. Janet Museveni, encouraged the older generation in the NRM party to remain active by providing guidance to the younger generations in their communities. She said that old age is a gift from God, and like all things that God gives, it has a purpose. Mrs. Museveni was meeting older persons of the NRM party in Ntungamo district, who she hosted at her home at Irenga, Ntungamo. The persons were drawn from Kajara, Rushenyi, Ruhama East, and Ntungamo municipality constituencies.
Speaking with the older persons of the NRM party in Ntungamo district, whom she hosted at her home at Irenga, Ntungamo, the persons were drawn from Kajara, Rushenyi, Ruhama East, and Ntungamo municipality constituencies. Mrs. Museveni opined that corruption is broader than stealing money.
Mwene virevi nimura corruption. Abantu nibagamba corruption. Haza abantu bundu nibatekateka corruption nikimanyisa okwiba sente kyonka. Corruption tikikumanyisa okwiba sente kyonka. Nikimanyisa okukora ebihagaro miringo yona.
She further noted that when a generation raises up without the fear of God in their hearts, they cast off all forms of restraint and indulge in corruption. Mama Janet observed that nowadays, the indiscipline observed in the young generations reflects leaderlessness in the family. She used the Runyankore proverb which states, when the head of the family remains silent, the family dies away. Mrs. Museveni decried the culture of silence by those that are expected to speak up whenever the government programs are not being implemented as they ought to be.
Okubeta kwanje nyono kubejutya okwanjisiriza nikimanyisa ki rwanjisiriza irwanda ki okutahonama rwanjisiriza no kwanga ukaje utindi kwija kuhonama nankino ururimi n'urugamba ninja kubagambira yaba muhurure binkugamba yaba mukiriza kunka nyowe rango bwakimpeyira amagara bwakimpeyira ururimi n'ingamba ninja kubagambira urukwenda kurra nka Bible okwegamba urukwenda kurra ahurure mbwene murike tukwatanise tufo kutandikira ari Ntungamo tuombeke Ntungamo iyo businge erukukwatanisa erukurondana erukurwanisa ebihagaro byona eby'umuringo gwona kandi nimbimanye bitakorwa ebitashemerere gukorwa.
The NRM opinion leaders from Ntungamo district reported that the NRM party was progressing and becoming stronger. They thank God for keeping President Museveni in leadership over the years.
Twenda kubasima abo kundi hanga ryitu mukatkunda nk'abantu ba Uganda.
Ogungo muhanda niyo nkizo yarije kutubasa twenda twaba a combined effort tukakwatanisa na government na muzeyi niwe mamitu ehangara kagendo mesho tukahugura abana ubwo murumo gwitu nkito abana ka bakirinju kandi opinion leaders
abagurusi bakerundana batandike kigombi nibaketa elders cha municipality abagurusi abo nambwe nibakwetenga ngo baganire niwe ahabo kuba obwire burengiri kandi mama we bare cyo wakoreye kine cyamani twakikusimira mama
ibyanjye no bimanya nkatandikaira ndi akatsigaza mbwe hata nanyonore kunyinora har ntabwo ari kushaba mama niyo ntaho kuninkora debo guno mshuruzi wanje hata kambo barayizinga bari kumurwenda kinana bona nyakera narkono bona naba mobilizing.
Reporting for UBC, Baguma William.
Now, the mover and seconders of the motion to impeach 4 backbench parliamentary commissioners informed journalists that they are to write a notice to the Speaker of Parliament through the clerk on Monday this coming week, requesting to have their motion put on the order paper for debate. While updating the media on the exercise for the signatures and motion, the mover, who is also a member of Parliament, Remi Aga Theodore Sechikubo, say that they have got 186 signatures, exceeding the required number of 177 signatures.
We have Kariro District 0,
We have Aleptong district, 0.
The move of the motion to impeach 4 backbench commissioners, Theodore Sechkubo has released and signed on the list of members of parliament who have appended their signatures to the censure motion. The list of 186 signatures is to be attached to a written notice. The motion and evidence accompanying the motion that will be forwarded to the clerk to Parliament on Monday. According to Sechkubo, the clerk at receipt of the notice has 24 hours to forward the motion to the Speaker of Parliament, who has 14 days to put it on the order paper for debate.
I urge the Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Anita Among, not to wait for the 14 days. This is a matter that is so urgent. Submit on Monday. Starting from Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we expect the Speaker to convene Parliament for the purposes of debating this motion.
Sechkubo and Sewungu are ready to battle with those who are to defend the motion with doctored documents on floor of Parliament. Asuman Basalirwa is the other legislator who does not concur with Mr. Sechkubo's motion.
Forgery is because you want to defeat a motion. You are calling the Budget Committee, you are calling the Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee to manipulate the minutes, to doctor the reports. Why don't you know that there's no report that was not uploaded in our systems? We have all these reports. So what are you going to manipulate? Because you fear somebody. Give people money, then at the same time, censor them for being corrupt. Did they give the money to themselves? Was the money approved through the right processes of Parliament? And those are the questions that we shall be asking on the floor. So if the money was approved by Parliament, then where is our complaint?
The list indicates that districts like Mobende, Butambala and Mukono performed well, while districts like Kazo, Ibanda, Mayuge, Ajumani and Bukede, among others, scored 0. Some MPs say if they had not come out with this censure motion, people would keep on stealing taxpayers' money.
Chotera district, F9, no members signed. Ruero, Ruengo, F9. Diantonde, workers MPs, only 1. With all the challenges we have with the workers. UPDF, 0.
This is the time to release Parliament, and each and every commissioner, wherever you are, you should know that we are doing God's work. And when we finish this, you should thank God that He has taken you out of the mess. Otherwise, if we had not come up with this, you would keep on stealing government money.
The exercise of collecting signatures is still on until Monday next week. I'm Nafka Farida and Gloria Gwitabinji at Parliament.
And in more news from this week, traders who threatened to protest by closing their shops and businesses over the e-freeze taxation system called off the strike after 2 days. The suspension of the strike follows critical official communication from the office of the Prime Minister, indicating that the President would meet them at any time. Ivan Juko reported.
The background of the traders' strike started after Uganda Revenue Authority introduced an electronic tax payment system, e-freeze, which the traders defied, coupled with the overwhelming taxes and foreign traders, among other concerns. Since then, they have called on fellow traders to close their businesses, calling for government's attention. The situation prompted the chairman of Kampala City Traders Association, Kasita Thaddeus Musoke Nagenda, to lead a delegation of the business community to meet the president at State House on 19th April 2024, who availed himself to a detailed dialogue with the traders at Kololo ceremonial grounds in June this year.
Nga tolina e-freeze bakuwa penalty ya milioni 8.
It's not too much per level.
Kubanga si mungi nnyo ku buli ddaala.
And it brings more money for the government.
Ate kireeta sente nnyingi mu gavumenti.
And it protects our factories.
Ate ne kikugira oba ne kikuuma factories zaffe, companies zaffe ezikola ebintu wano mu ggwanga obutagwa.
However, President Museveni promised to meet them again on 31st July after analyzing their issues.
Duayo okutuuka
omwezi ogw'omusanvu nga 31.
Twala omukisa guno kowola abasuubuzi mwenna okwetoloola eggwanga nti mujje kololonga ennaku z'omwezi 31 ogw'omusanvu ate mu ngeri y'emu ne mbasaba okubeera abakkakkamu kubanga ebintu byonna bisigadde nga bikyali on hold nga bwe yayogera.
Unfortunately, that meeting was postponed due to ongoing renovations of Kololo Independence Grounds. This postponement, however, caused the recent strike, where the traders decided to close business.
The president is slow on taking a decision, and they will have no problem with that. Leaders who started the struggle can watch while the traders are leading themselves into uncontrollable heights.
Tomorrow, 31st, all traders have agreed to close their shops just because of one thing. Our president has postponed our meeting.
Following a meeting with the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robin Anabanja, the traders have now decided to call off their strike.
Where I have been summoned by the late Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, with the word from the President to meet and resolve the impasse. I would like to inform the business community that issues have been deliberated upon. We have had the landlords, some of them. We have had the Attorney General, the Inspector General of Police, the Prime Minister chairing the meeting, among other government officials. Issues have been analyzed, and what we have agreed is that we are waiting for an official communication by the Prime Minister with the instructions from the President.
Almost 100% resolved that let us resume operations tomorrow. So I appeal to traders, let us respect this resolution. Is for our own will and our own good, so that tomorrow we operate normally. No, the President hasn't given us the specific date, but there is commitment. That's why the traders had to respect the position of the government.
Through a statement, Premier Robin Anabanja revealed to the traders that the President will meet them any time from now, and by 6 a.m. Friday, some shops had opened up, and by noon, it was business as usual.
That writes my letters. Please go and draft this. Simple. I submit. President. Senior landlord, senior ministers, namwe mwenna. Olunaku lw'enkya tugenda okugazeetinga regulations eziraga oba ezirambika obulungi amateeka agalina okugobererwa ba landlord ne ba tenants.
Ebintu byonna biri bulungi. Waliwo obubiina obutonotono obubuzaabuza ne batuuka okulowooza nti balandlord baggala ebizimbe. Ebizimbe ffe banga balandlord tetulina mutawaana, era ebizimbe batuwadde n'assurance wano nti security weeri. So mbuulira batenansi baffe mugulewo ebizimbe peacefully, muleke kwefiiriza.
Tunyingiriza buli wamu, naye okuva le tuguddewo amaduuka buli kimu kigenda tambula bulungi mukama wange.
Tutandise tuguddewo naye era nga tukyalimu era akatenga akabaddewo wakyaliwo naye nga be batono era nabo nkiwasa nga 7-8 bajja kuba baguddewo.
KCCA kept on chasing vendors off streets and those who sell their merchandise in front of shops and arcades. I'm Ivan Juko for UBC.
And in more news from this week, Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng, the Minister of Health, has announced that the country has applied for monkeypox vaccine from the World Health Organization and the United States government that will be given to most risk populations along the Democratic Republic of Congo borders. More details in the story.
The Ministry of Health has applied to acquire monkeypox vaccine from the World Health Organization and the American government that will be given to the most at-risk population along DR Congo border. This after the country registered 2 confirmed cases of monkeypox in Kasese district imported from DRC.
And this was confirmed after samples were taken from 2 individuals. These individuals are from Mpondwe, Lubiriha Town Council. One is married to a Congolese, and the second is actually a Congolese female from Bunyiswa village. Bwera sub-county in Kasese district. Both of them presented with skin rash, swollen lymph nodes, or swellings, on their bodies, and weakness. And these signs were consistent with monkeypox. That's why we took off samples that were tested at Uganda Virus Research Institute, and we received a report that these turned out to be positive for monkeypox. Those cases were detected among 6 suspected cases at Bwera in Kasese.
Minister for Health, Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng, noted that they have deployed a rapid response team to Kasese district to control monkeypox, as 9 contacts are being monitored.
So monkeypox spreads from person to person through physical contact with someone who is infectious, or through contaminated materials, or through infected animals, majorly the monkeys. And the signs and the symptoms include the skin rash that I talked about, which can last for up to 4 weeks, fever, general weakness, sore throat, headache, muscle pain, back pain, and swollen lymph nodes.
Health officials are calling upon the general public to remain vigilant and calm and report any suspected cases to the nearest health facility.
And want to alert the general public that we have already applied for vaccines from WHO and also the US government. And as soon as we have access, we shall give vaccines to the most at-risk population, especially those along the borders with DRC and immunosuppressed people, and also children, because the disease is more severe among the children.
Zahara Abigaba, UBC News.
Sacraments are the cornerstone of the Catholic faith, deeply rooted in tradition and scripture. These essential acts of faith guide believers through life's significant milestones, connecting them intimately with God and the Church. Sister Immaculate Nabukalu, headmistress of Uganda Matters Junior Boys School Namiryango, underscored the importance of unwavering commitment to the Church and personal integrity. She shared this message during a ceremony where over 300 students received their first Holy Communion, renewing their dedication to their faith.
That means that outside life cannot be translated or simply understood as a matter of attending Mass for the sake of attending Mass, saying the Rosary for the sake of saying the Rosary, receiving the sacraments for the sake of receiving sacraments. We must go an extra mile to express it, especially in acts of charity.
Thank you for the timely contribution that you make towards the parish. The money that you give to your children to put in those envelopes is very much appreciated. We have to support the parish, because without the parish, there is no way we can have all of these sacraments. So thank you so much. we appreciate that contribution which you make. To the breaths of Christ today, the church all over the world has witnessed as you receive these sacraments. And I want to pray that the church may always see the best in you and that you may always stand to defend the faith. Remain true to yourself.
MTN! Hey, tusako Hajaruna Mbiru live in concert Friday nga mwenda August. Hajaruna Mbiru huyo! Kusenda Hotel Rockta nunga mwenda August. Monshoja atumia Hajaruna Mbiru live in concert. VIP ya mtualo 15. Tokawa jigula kumomo ya mtualo 10. Hatemeze ya milioni 3. Nyega kamunyenye. Emo mkaga 5 kamunyenye 20 kadara. Over downloading ya momo app. Wagule ticket kusente ntono. Nga 10 August. Colin Hotel mukono. Ticket ya shinzo mtualo gumu. Boa jigulango kosa momo. Jigulango 15. VIP mtualo 3. Nga 10 August. Maria Frema Saka. Shinze mtualo 2. Boa jigulango kosa momo ya mtualo gumu. VIP mtualo 5. Ate momo. Mtualo 3 na chitundu. Bitege kedwa keti events. Waurone biwagirwa.
MTN. Together, we're unstoppable.
Predict the outcome of 10 football games and win big with tickets at only 500 shillings. Play for this Friday's draw to stand a chance to win big with Sports Take 10.
Buy your tickets at authorized shops on nationallottery.go.ug to download the app or simply dial *278#.
Ugandan National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
You used to tell me that I don't make you happy. All that time you would be complaining. I'll call you every day, yeah yo, baby dondolo.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000 or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Welcome back. We now take you into the world of sports from the week. A few hours after claiming a historic 10,000 meters gold medal at the Olympics, Joshua Cheptegei made a grand return to the games village and was received by the general manager, David Katende.
Trying to come up onto the shoulder of Yomif Kajelcha. Could the Canadian pull off a big upset? Still, Cheptegei, head focused, not rocking and rolling just yet. Ahmed in second, Kiplimo in third. That's Yomif Kajelcha giving it all too early. Cheptegei's opening up a gap here. We can't underestimate what this would mean in Uganda. Fisher, the world champion, the world record holder, pulling away. Fisher's driving for the line. The American trying to hold second place. Aragawi coming wide. But Cheptegei with the performance of a lifetime. The world champion, the world record holder, becomes the Olympic champion. And once again, died. He'll never run the track again after this. And tried to burn everybody up. The fastest 10,000.
Yeah, good morning everyone. This is champion, Joshua Cheptegei. Fresh from yesterday's 10K title. I want to thank every Ugandan who has been there watching and supporting us from home. This is for you guys. So let's gather together at 8 p.m. East African time for the medal ceremony.
And in that regard, the Uganda ambassador to France, Her Excellency Doreen Amule, hosted Uganda's Olympics team to a luncheon at which Uganda's Ugandans in France lit up the occasion. Let's take a look at those highlights.
Joshua Cheptegei was the highlight during Team Uganda's visit to Ambassador Doreen Amule's residence in Trocadero in Paris.
I want to thank God for always making Uganda in our little way shine, even where nobody would think that we shall shine.
It was an occasion many used to hear from Joshua just a day after his 10,000-meter gold medal at the Olympics in a record 26:43. 13 time.
If I'm really correct, this is one of my, the most special race ever in my life, because
the most special race ever in your life?
Yeah, in terms of course, when you look at the quality of the competitors, it was really super world class, whereby 13 people were finishing under 26, under 27, and then it had incredible guys who have really put the mark up there. And also in terms of the stadium, it was incredible, over 80,000 people and cheering, and the stadium was really going wild and wild and wild.
Cheptegei acknowledged his journey on the track since 2014 that has been littered with trouble amidst the successes, and hinted at his future plans.
About the 5K now, because I don't know whether it's going to do 5K or whether I'm going to do 5K or I'm not going to do. I cannot speak about that now. For now, it's about getting best recovered. Especially coming into this race, it's been a lot of mental, trying to think about the Olympic Games, and now it's time to recover.
The occasion was graced by the State Minister for Sports, Peter Ogwang, and Government Chief Whip, Hamson Obua.
Fellow countrymen and women, yesterday the world witnessed part of sports made in Uganda.
Uganda has 25 athletes at the Paris 2024 Olympics, with a gold medal by Joshua to its name, and many more events still to come. In some of the action this Saturday, Halima Nakai has exited the 800 meters, while Charles Kajimo finished 77th in the road race, attaining a milestone that erased the did not finish achieved by Ernest Bure and Mahmoud Mukasa in 1984.
And then the NCBA inaugural golf series happened on Saturday, 3rd August at the Jinja golf course. This tournament is aimed to promote better golf in Uganda for the next couple of years. Furthermore, 250 trees have also been planted on the course to preserve Uganda's natural ecosystem. Let's have a look with Marshall Miro.
Towards the eastern side of Uganda, along the banks of the beautiful Lake Victoria and the source of the Nile, lay the green pastures of the Jinja golf course that hosted the 2024 NCBA Golf Tournament Series on Saturday, 3rd August. The CEO of NCBA Bank gave his remarks about the successful inaugural Golf Tournament Series.
The NCBA series that has been running in Uganda, this is the first time we are coming to Jinja. We are quite excited to be in Jinja. This is part of the regional series which has a finale in Nairobi, where the qualifiers from Uganda will have a chance to play in the finale in Nairobi, which brings quite a number of players from the region. This year we have Uganda, Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania, and Kenya, of course, where all these players will actually be participating in the final. Why we are here in Jinja is that this is the first time we are bringing this tournament to Uganda, to Jinja. It's actually been overwhelmed by the participation, and the players from Jinja. We're actually quite impressed, and we are very happy that the Jinja golfers have been able to come to Jinja.
The bank also sees the opportunity to emphasize its comprehensive sustainability initiative aimed at combating climate change and preserving Uganda's natural ecosystems by planting 250 trees along the entire golf course.
The responsibility of improving the course is based on the club membership. So all we can do is to enable. We can be able to enable games like these ones, to actually tournaments like these ones, to actually be there at these courses. Okay.
The NCBA Golf Series is now bigger and more thrilled than ever before, spanning across golf clubs in Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania and Rwanda as it aims to solidify its position as the premier golfing event in East Africa.
Jinja offers the best scenery on any golf course you can visit in this country. We are in a tourist city and we want to make golf one of the major tourist attractions in Jinja city and in Uganda. And to that end, we onboarded a new sponsor in NCBA. They came in big. This is the inaugural tournament and we expect to hold this tournament annually.
One of the local players explained the difference between playing on a short 9-hole course compared to an 18-hole long course.
The golf course here is, of course, it's a 9-hole course as opposed to the 18 holes that we have at Uganda Golf Club. And it's quite open, it's quite flat. Uganda Golf Club is more hilly. So those are the differences. The greens here were of differing difficulty, so sometimes they were a little bit fast, sometimes they were a little bit slow, so it was hard to get used to them. But you know, as I said, it's a really beautiful course, and it's not a very long course, it's quite a short course, so you don't get so tired. The course was excellent. I must say the greens were a little bit tricky, but overall we've had a really good time today at Jinja Golf Club.
After a long day of exhausted bodies and swinging arms, the golfers enjoyed an evening session of merrymaking with some beers, food and an awards night for the best performers. Mashamiro Victor, UBC News.
And then in preparation for the upcoming big league season, Ntungasaze FC has embarked on a campaign to bolster its fan base. The team is organizing prayers and conducting mass registrations nationwide to strengthen its support system. Abdul Latif Kwizera, the team's patron and proprietor of Imana Yera Company, commended the government for creating an enabling environment that allows small-scale investors to support sports.
As Ntungasaze FC, we are here to exercise our talents, and whenever we engage in sports, we do help to promote mental health alongside with physical health. And when a player is on the ground, he makes sure that he exercises his respect and self-confidence.
Stakeholders in the education sector have also been reminded to emphasize sports for learners, and this is not only as a pastime but with focus on it as a career. This was highlighted at Maria Sed's Sempentia Nursery and Primary School in Rubirizi District.
The business of provision of education services, either as government or as private providers, and they are not engaging learners in sports, it's better they resign. Because it's like they are eating food without sauce. As my colleague has put it forward, it is only a healthy body that houses a healthy mind. If there is an unhealthy body, you expect unhealthy mind. So as I told you, that all life begins with vibration, and vibration moves in modulation, frequency, and frequency modulation creates activity.
But the policy of our country, of the ministry, is to train the whole round child, promote the talents of the children, and I encourage those people with schools, both private and government, not to kill the talents of these children. Let them create as many sports activities in the school for the well-being of the child. With the seminary background, sports was something that was most valued, where everyone had to participate. And of course, as you know, the idle mind becomes the workshop of the devil.
Well, as promised, we've delivered to you a 1-hour weekly roundup news bulletin. Allow us go get some lunch. My name is Wadulo Arnold, and thank you, the team behind the scenes, for making this happen. Do join us for more news in our subsequent bulletins later on today.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Omoyo, omutukuvu